Today on RB's Toy Box, it's okay to get the recreation. Trust me. Stay tuned. So today on RB's Toy Box, it's not exactly about the lite-brite, but about the fact that this is a remake or a redo of the lite-brite that Hasbro put out. Now, a lot of people out there, when you get out here in the social media world and YouTube, you know, they tear up these, you know, it's like, well, it's not a true collector's edition, and I get that. But, you know, if you are the type of collector that's out there that's collecting memories, then these are okay. It's okay to like the remake, right? Because sometimes you can't get the originals, or the originals that you're going to get are way too expensive, but you know, you're not trying to necessarily collect it all the way back to 1970 or even 1960. If a remake is available and you just want to show or to have relive that memory a little bit, it's okay. Like, for example, you've got the lite-brite here, right? And then you've got over here with your Rock'em Sock'em robots, which if you try to get the Rock'em Sock'em robots and go all the way back into the 70s to get these, you're going to spend $250 to $300 to get the original Rock'em Sock'em robots. But if you say, you know what, I just want one. I want to be able to see one, and sit down with my son sometimes and have a little competition, you know, like a modified thumb wrestling, and you just, you know, you want to go and go at it. You know what, this works. It's perfectly fine, especially when I put the peg all the way in there. Come on now. But you know, there's obviously some things missing. There's a little bit of changing that they've done, and that's okay. They've sometimes got to do that. Sometimes the remake, you've got to watch carefully because sometimes they're junk, right? They've used cheaper plastic. This one, it's not so bad. The one thing that they didn't do on this one, though, is when you smack him and his head pops up, it doesn't go the wheer like the old one did, and the necks are made out of plastic. The old ones were made out of metal. You know, little things like that you're just going to have to, you know, sacrifice over the fact that if you're getting this in a format that you're like, I've got one, you know, I can't afford, or I can't access, you know, one of the real ones, then you can get one of these and still have a conversation piece, still have something that reminds you of your childhood. Now, there's some other ones. One of the great big ones for this is Fisher-Price. Now, bear with me just a second. I'm going to roll over here and get this. This is one of them, but this is the Fisher-Price music box kind of record player. Now, if you look at this guy, I mean, side by side with the original, you would have to be a good collector to be able to see the difference between the two. Everything is super, super close, short of the copyright on the back. Right, the trademark brand when they came out, the number is obviously different. I think this is a 2010 or 2012. I'd have to go back and get my reading glasses to see it because it's real small. But it's the same kind of discs. You know, it comes with the same slot in the back that's got a bunch of the discs in it, and you can pick these up either off of Amazon still. eBay has them in the box, brand spanking new, for $30. If you went back and you said, you know what, I want one that goes all the way back to where it has the wooden sides instead of the plastic, I want one of those, you're going to spend $100 to find one that the stickers are not worn out, and you know, the gold writing's not been rubbed off, or it doesn't get covered in baby drool or whatever. But if all you're looking for is for someone to come over and say, you know what, I had one of those. Because when you look at it, like I said, it's practically identical. You can't really tell unless you know what to look for. But that's not the important part. If it's something that means something to you, it brings back a memory, then it's okay to get the remake. Now I'm going to show you a couple of more really cool ones here. That's one. They've got these cool little things. I don't know if you've seen it in the stores, but they are the world's smallest. Now, these things are cute as a button, and there's dozens and dozens of these little guys where you can get a little Polaroid, you can get an Etch-a-Sketch, you can get Care Bears, you can get a Stretch Armstrong. I mean, I've got little Hot Wheels and Viewmasters and Lincoln Logs and this, I mean, all these cool little things. I even have the little Rock'em Sock'em robots right there, right? But these are the little toys that you can pick up $5 to $7. And it reminds you of something. It brings back a memory of something. And that's worth something. You don't have to go necessarily all the way back. I mean, it's cool if you can find it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you look at my collection, I've got a lot of antiques. I've got a lot of toys that roll all the way back in the 60s and 70s. And I've restored several of them. And those are very, very much enjoyable. But I will get just as much enjoyment of having this as I would have in the original. Because all, for the most part, it's going to do is just set her on my shelf. I mean, you know, I might be a little pathetic with my toys, but I don't go turning this every night and, you know, and listen to it. I have a stereo for that. But when you're looking at, you know, what do I want to collect? What do I want? And the reason for it, right? And you start saying, you know what, I want this for the memory's sake. It's okay to get the remake. Now, if this video has been something you've enjoyed, something maybe that caught your ear or caught your eye, make sure to hit that like and subscribe down below. Tell other people about RB's Toy Box. We've got a lot of cool things that we've got coming up. Some new collectibles that we're going to be presenting here pretty soon as well. And besides that, I like friends. So in between, you can roll over to Instagram and Facebook at RB's Toy Box, RBSTOYBOX. I've got a lot of short little videos there that I have, you know, we try to leave YouTube for some of the bigger videos that are, you know, 10 and 15 minutes. But be sure to like me on social media so you can follow some of the things that we're doing. And remember, it's okay to like the remakes. See you next time.